Hello, my name is Louise and today I'm filming my seventh? I have two cats who are a little stir crazy. Hello, my name's Louise and today I'm filming my 7th eyeshadow roulette. I'm gonna start by going through the 5 shades I randomized, swatching them, talking about them, and then I will be demonstrating my selfies from the last 2 weeks, and then we'll be randomizing new shades. For some reason, I didn't get around to filming this roulette when I should have, which was last weekend. It was difficult for me to accept the fact that the lighting would not be optimal with the resources that I have and with the natural light that we get or don't get up here. But I finally just accepted it, and so now I'm filming with what I have. So let's go through and talk. So let's discuss. The first shade I randomized last time was this shade, and it's from Makeup Store and it's the color Punch. I used it 3 times. It was a very easy shade for me to use. It's the kind of shade that I enjoy using as like a transition shade. So there's that one. It's an orange with shimmer in it, very pretty. Makeup Store shadows are in general easy to use for me. I am very rarely disappointed in them and would in general recommend Makeup Store shadows. The second color I generated was from the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette, and it was the lightest purple, which is this one. This is the kind of purple that I super enjoy. There we have her. Such a pretty purple. Not too dark, not too light, pigmented, and not in any way sheer, which I do enjoy. It packs a punch. The third shade I generated was from the BH Cosmetics and Shaaanxo palette, and it was the 7th color in the pan, which would be this one. It's like a taupe, maybe? Or like a bronze. Very, very pretty. I really like this one as well. Super easy to use. Smooth, blendable. So far, all these 3 were very easy to use. I did not have to put in any effort to make them perform the way I wanted to, which is really nice. Let's just continue on this success train, because the 4th shadow I randomized was from the Elva 2 or Alva 2 by Oden's Eye Cosmetics, and it was the color Aquamarine, which is this gorgeous minty greeny blue. Ooh, yes, very, very, very nice. That one. Again, what to say? No words. Just good, perfect, great, lovely. And then the final shade was from the ABH Soft Glam palette, and it was the color Rose Pink, which is that one. I'm swatching it very, very, very gently because she is sensitive. That one. Now, I used this color 3 times. The other 4 I used twice. I purposefully didn't use them more than twice because, like I said last time, I really didn't want to get stuck in using only these shades for 2 weeks. So the color scheme from last week was beautiful. I'm so pleased with it, and I enjoyed every color. None of the colors was difficult to use in any way. Every color did what I wanted it to. If I have any favorites among the bunch, it would probably be, I don't know, this turquoisey, greeny, minty, perfection. Such a pretty color. I think the one I was least interested in using, the 2 I was least interested in using, was probably the Makeup Store Punch and the Rose Pink. Punch, because I've had it for so very long in my collection that it wasn't exciting to use. And then Rose Pink was because it came from the Soft Glam palette, which has been generated very many times, and I'm kind of tired of the palette itself. So the next thing to do is to insert the selfies. Enjoy! There we are. Those are the selfies. Now, the fun part, which is to randomize. So, I have my computer, as usual, and I have a random number generator. Now, confession time, I have increased my collection slightly, and that's because I have advent calendars. In one of my advent calendars, I got 1 more single shade, and in the other advent calendar, I got a whole palette. So that means I just had to get a pencil. So if the camera is slightly off or I'm sitting in a different place, then you know why. So I have added one more single shade to my collection, and I have added 9 more shadows from a palette into my collection. Well. So I now have 57 single shadows, and I have 303 shadows and palettes, which in total gives me 360 shades. Okay, wait, is that right? Hold please. 57 plus 303, yeah. So yeah, that's a lot of colors. Is that right? Last time I had 351 shadows, and I added 1, that's 352, and then I added 9, that should make 361. I'm confuzzled. How is this working? How? Please tell me. I feel like something might be off in my numbers. Okay, so I'm confused.
So I am confusion.
But you know what? Confusion is, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's fine. We'll just pretend this never happened. I honestly don't understand what happened here. Anyway, so for some reason, my numbers are not really adding up, but screw it. Let's just keep going. Somewhere I have miscounted, but it will not deter me from filming this and randomizing colors anyway. So we have 57 singles. We have 303 shadows and palettes. That is 360. I have entered 360 into my random number generator. 327 is from my palettes. And it's from my Nikki Tutorials palette by Beauty Bay. This beautiful baby. And it's the color Amsterdamn, which is this dark blue right here. It's a pretty color. It's also a color that I would not use spontaneously that much. So I'm very glad to have this one. It's a pretty color. It's like a blue purple, I'd say. Little patchy, beautiful color, will be fun to use. I am up for the challenge. The next color then, 355, is from my newest palette, which is the Nude Medium from Huda Beauty. And it is the 3rd color in the palette, which is this one up here. Oh, up here. It's like a very nice reddish brown, I'd say. It kind of reminds me of Sienna from the Soft Glam palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills, so it'll be a shade that's easy to use. So then the 3rd shade, 181, also from a palette. Ooh, it's from my Nabla Dreamy palette. And it is the color Dogma. So here we have this one. So Dogma is the last shade in the palette, that one. A pretty dark, cool toned brown, that one. Ooh. When did you go crooked? That one, Dogma. Very easily used. What? This is a color that will be very easy to use. It's a pretty color. It's a basic neutral. That's nice. So the 4th shade, number 63, which is also from a palette and a pretty old one at that. Oh, it's my first shimmery palette. So the first shimmery color for this roulette is from Clarins, and the palette is called Les Pastel Celestials, and it's the yellow color in this, which is very pretty. There we have her. It's a very, very sheer color. It's a nice highlight color. And actually, this is what the palette looks like. It's very reflective, so it'll blind you. But you see, I have pan in this one, and almost in this one, not at all in that one, which is the one I randomized. So I'm very pleased with that. And now the 5th and final shade. No! So it's 184, and that is from my palettes. Ooh, and it's from my Colored Raine Queen of Hearts palette. which is this gorgeous thing. Let's see, it was the color Your Majesty. Oh, yes, that one. Goodness, there we have her. So beautiful, so beautiful.
Here is when I'm writing the numbers down, and I realized that before 184, I briefly saw the number 148, but the one that I should have seen was 63. Oh no, what did I do?
Oakley dokley. So this is the color palette for the next 2 weeks. So let's start going through them. We'll start with the color Amsterdam from the Nikki Tutorials and Beauty Bay palette. Then we have the third color in the Huda Beauty Nude Medium palette. We have the color Dogma from the Nabla Dreamy palette. We have this beautiful shimmery, very pale gold from the Clarins Les Pastel Celestials. Wow, that was difficult to say. And then we have the color Your Majesty from the Queen of Hearts palette by Colored Raine. Comparing the two, this one was more fun, maybe a little cheeky, and this one is a little more muted, which I suppose for Christmas and New Year's is pretty nice. 3 mattes and 2 shimmers, that is a pretty good balance. So yeah, yippee, okie dokes. My tea is cold and I haven't eaten my chocolates from my chocolate advent calendar for a few days. I don't know why. It's a shame and a disgrace. So I'm going to make some more tea and I'm going to eat some chocolates. So I hope, if you celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a lovely few days leading up to Christmas and Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is I would argue the most important day in Christmas, at least here in Sweden. Christmas Day is more the day when you hang around and are too full to do anything, and you know, the day for playing with your toys that you received from Santa Claus the day before. I think Santa Claus this year though will be working on a more American tradition, as in he will leave the presents and then tell you that the presents are there, because usually in Sweden Santa will deliver presents. He'll knock on the door, come inside, freak out the kids. You're always afraid of Santa, even though you love Santa. You're always a little afraid of him. He comes with presents, but it's always a little scary. Maybe it's just my own opinion, but I remember being a little scared of Santa. A very nice man, and our Santa spoke Danish for some reason, but yeah. Anywho, take care, wash your hands. I will go enjoy the fire as well that my husband has prepared. Okay, bye-bye.